Brian Laundrie claiming responsibility for Gabby Petito's death. The FBI says investigators found a backpack, revolver, and a notebook near Brian's remains after he died. And, quote, a review of the notebook revealed written statements by Mr. Laundrie claiming responsibility for Miss Petito's death. Investigators say they met with the Petito family in Tampa yesterday as they prepare to close the investigation into her murder. They laid out a detailed timeline of the case and said they quickly focused on the last person believed to have seen Gabby alive, her boyfriend, Brian. The Petito family released a statement of their own after the meeting, saying, quote, the quality and quantity of the facts and information collected by the FBI leave no doubt Brian Laundrie murdered Gabby. CNBC's Valerie Castro now with the newly released details in the case.
Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. Theirs was a relationship that would tragically end near Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming last September, where Gabby's remains were discovered. Investigators say she died of blunt force injuries and was strangled. The nation was gripped by the story of the missing young woman when her boyfriend Brian returned to his parents' home in Florida with her white camper van. Gabby's whereabouts a mystery. The pair had been on a cross-country trip, visiting national parks, documenting their van life experience. An encounter with police in Utah revealed a fraught and tense relationship with reports of physical violence between the two, but they continued on their journey. The following month, Gabby's parents would report her missing, fearing that a final text message from her reading "No service in Yosemite" may have been a ruse. The FBI says text messages sent after Gabby's death are indicative of Mr. Laundrie attempting to deceive law enforcement by giving the impression Ms. Petito was still alive. As the investigation continued, Brian went missing himself, his parents reporting his disappearance on September 17th, saying he'd never returned home from a hike days earlier, though up until that point, Northport, Florida police assured the public they knew where Brian was. On September 19th, with help from social media, investigators found Gabby's remains in an area where the white van had been caught on dash cam by fellow campers. Back in Florida, a manhunt was underway for Brian. Acres of marshland in a nature preserve near his parents' home were scoured for weeks. Reported sightings of Brian poured in from around the country. On October 20th, the FBI was notified by the Laundrie family attorney that his parents wished to search the area themselves. Within hours, they located an item in the park, later determined to belong to Mr. Laundrie. His skeletal remains were found nearby, along with a notebook and a revolver.
Kelly, what is still unclear is whether or not Brian ever discussed what happened to Gabby or her whereabouts with his parents once he returned home to Florida. They've never spoken publicly in this case, only issuing statements through their attorney. He issued a statement earlier today saying, in part, with today's closure of the case, each family can begin to heal and move forward and find peace in and with the memories of their children. Kelly.
Such a sad story. Valerie, thanks.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.